Until the day.
Dislyte excerpts radio.
Dislyte excerpts radio.
Hello everyone, this is Ains here with another video. First of all, I would very much like to apologize for not being as active as I was previously. However, due to certain circumstances, I haven't been able to play as much as I used to and make videos on it. And also the fact that I got 2 AinsOolGawns as duplicates instead of new legendaries kind of took the appeal of the game from me. Well, ever since I've been logging in daily, as you may have already seen, I have reached 76, and I would like to complain again about the fact that that weird special summoning record that they give you for 75, I just got a 4-star on it. It's a guaranteed 4-star. You have a slight chance to get a legendary. But then again, in between the times that I stopped playing and now, I can see that they did some changes with the game. First of all, the characters now have different colored backgrounds based on the rarity. The 4 stars have this purple, the 5 stars have this,
Let's leave at once.
I don't know how to call this, teal, light orange maybe, and the 3 stars, and they have this turquoise, I think it's called. Anyway, this is a pretty big change because now they don't all have the same color, they have different colors, so you can more easily identify the rarity of the hero that you're looking at. Well, as you can see, I managed to pull Loki. He's a really good situational hero. Why is he a situational hero? Because unless your opponent has a lot of cleansing, he's not going to do much. Which is why he's also pretty good for dispelling debuffs, dispelling buffs with his ultimate. But the damage is mediocre. And his biggest strength is his passive, which doesn't really work unless the opponent actually dispels buffs, debuffs. So yeah, he's a very situational hero. He's a good hero, and he deals decent damage. He's also one of the fastest. I don't know if he's still the fastest in the game with 107 base speed, but he could. And as you can probably tell, they've added a small description for those that don't really know what the stats do. You can now click on them and you get a small explanation of what that stat generally does. They don't give you the exact percentages or exactly how they affect each thing, but they do give you a slight description, so now everyone will know pretty much what it does. See, accuracy increases the chance of inflicting debuffs on enemies when attacking. Resist affects the chance of receiving debuffs from enemy attacks, and it always is 20%. And it's calculated based on accuracy. You have 58 accuracy, for example. Here you attack an opponent with 20% resist, you will only have 30 8 accuracy calculated. If your accuracy is below 20%, you should take your mind not expect to apply any debuff. Okay, so since I've been playing, I've mostly been logging in, doing the dailies and then logging off, because the game hasn't been that appealing to me anymore. I managed to pull Nicole, not Nicole, Laura, she's a good hero. Ares is my latest. I don't really like this character that much, but okay. Hades, I really like his avatar. The hero, not that much, but not as much. But his avatar fits my name quite a lot. We've got Biandina, who I pulled a lot of days ago, and my latest teams. I managed to get 35 star, level 50. It's been a while. Haven't been playing or transferred most of our items and other heroes as well. Yeah. Didn't manage to pull the new legendary, but I did got this guy twice.
Want to hear a story?
I mean, why not? Let's do it, since we're here. Okay, I'm going to do one here, and the rest here, because we need damage. This 1% can save you later. There you go. I also managed to get this guy.
One is swordsmanship. The other
Not a big fan,
traveling the world.
but okay.
When I was young, my mom used
As you
to
can
play me a
probably
song
tell,
on a
because I
banjo.
haven't been playing as much, I didn't manage to get the free 4-star for the previous event. But anyway. Now, in regards to new things, I see that the game now has a new trial. And it's this one, Dislyte Lands. Now, as you can see, there are 3 fights. There was supposed to be 4, but apparently the 4th one isn't available yet. They're based on your elements, which show you the element of the boss. Now, if you, for example, want to beat this guy, he will give you some boost stones. The boost stones are determined per boss for each of the sets. So if you want, say for example, speed, because everybody is using speed, Windwalker boost stone, you have to defeat this guy. And as you can see, you get different rates of gems. The best go to SSS. I haven't been able to get higher than A. I don't know, I just don't really understand these fights. And I haven't the time to look into them that much. I'm just trying to do an overall look at them. Now this is the team I went with. I went with Laura because she shields us. I went with the support from Sienna because she has attack and speed. However, in these particular fights, you want as much damage as possible, as high sustain as possible, because these bosses, even if you steal their AP, their skills get locked at certain places of their HP bar. Let me show this. Okay, here it is. I'm just gonna disable auto because I don't want it to auto. So as you can see, this is the boss's HP. Yeah, even as you, I mean, it's not exactly his HP, but it's like, how should I say, like a lifeguard or something. This is where you load your damage. As you do damage, this bar here will charge up. And once it charges to full, if you do as much damage as they want you to, you will get the triple S, I guess. Thing is, when you reach these points, these points here, the boss will lock an ability and use it when you are done with your turn. You cannot prevent the boss from doing that ability. So AP may not be the answer for this. You want as much damage as possible, so you load the bar as fast as possible, and you want as many buffs on the defense, immunity, and resistance as possible. So under the circumstances, I believe that we need to change the team. It's just that I don't really have any other characters to replace them with Bill that could do a better work. Anyway, let's play a little. So if I do this, yeah, even though she could reduce his AP to 0, because these bosses don't do AP, they just lock skills, her ult is useless. Yeah, so the defense gets attacked first. If you have high HP characters or high defense, have them sit in front. Even if it's just one, have it sit in front. Okay. Yeah, sure, why not? Let's do this. Okay, I'm gonna shield because now he's gonna do his ability. See, the boss didn't lose AP. He's immune and he does his turns no matter what. And this is where we have a lot of opponents, and I think we have to kill those guys before they can attack, but I don't have enough AoE, so let's just leave them alone. Focus on the boss to get the score. And this, I believe, is where we have to do enough damage to charge this bar. That way the boss gets stunned. I'm not gonna do enough damage, but okay. He seems to be immune to debuffs as well. Haven't been able to put one debuff on this guy. And we are dead.
Uploading the battle data.
Whatever. Okay, so that's how those things works, and if you defeat them with a triple
Let's leave
S,
at once.
you get some relic stuff.
There's a mission? Let's leave at once.
Let's see, which do I want to do?
Knitting sounds soothing.
You're more than welcome to go bounty
Yeah, let's do
hunting.
this guy. I got HP, accuracy, and speed, okay. Okay, let's do this one. So, we got the upgrade where it's full. Then we got a relic boost. This set doesn't have any. Oh crap. Okay. Let's try this one then.
I know a bad deal when I see one.
Finally. Okay, we got. Select a boost stone to boost and improve secondary attributes. Attack, HP, attack. Okay, so as far as I can tell, to be able to use this, you need to have a pretty decent piece. I mean, you can't just use it on any set, any piece. And you need to get the boost stone for the set that you want to upgrade, as well as the stat that you want to upgrade. Which is what? Oh man. Wow, that's okay, let's do this one. Well, I guess we can experiment. 2 to 4% more attack. Yay! Wow, we got a 3% increase. Nice, nice. Also, you can only get the bonus once. And now it went to 2%. Why did I do that? Well, I guess for the purpose of the video. Okay, so as far as I can tell, you want higher rarity stones. You want them to be for the set that you want to use them on. And you also want them... You want your item to be pretty good as well. I mean, you should only be using those stones on pieces that are already really good. Like this one, for example, I would not use it on this. This is not good. Not good at all. This one's good. This one's good. I would use it on this.
If there's one thing I can't stand, it's dumb rules.
This one's pretty good as well. Well, this one is fully defensive except for the crit damage. I don't know if I would actually use this, but okay. Anyway, that's how this works. Now, say for example, I don't want to do speed set. I want to do, I don't know, accuracy. If you go here, you go accuracy here. That follows both. But then here you have the support set, the stun set, the crit damage set, and immunity. While here you have lifesteal, shield, crit chance, cooldown reduction, and the healing set. So you need to pick your opponent and you need to pick your team properly. Now, considering that your team needs to last as long as possible for these fights, under the circumstances I would advise building a team that has a lot of standoff. More specifically, I would go with, where are you? Osiris is pretty good. He can keep one of your characters from dying. But more specifically, I would use her.
Death can relieve all suffering.
She seems to be very, very good for this particular fight because her ultimate gives standoff to all your allies. So once you've cast this once, you're basically unkillable. It wears off after one turn, but if one of your characters does get killed, you can just cast it again. It's really, really good. One of the best buffs in the game, I guess. Then, as an alternative, we have Nicole.
Intrigued by my research.
Her ultimate also grants invincibility.
I'm flattered.
And Solgar to the ally, whatever. She's pretty good for this as well. And I don't know who else. Freddy. Freddy is really good for this as well. He's got standoff as well on his second, and he stands off for 2 turns. What other characters have standoff? Freddy, this guy, he also has standoff.
You have to be practical to get anywhere.
He's pretty good as well for this fight. Got a lot of dupes of him. This guy can work. He can give you invincibility when you're very low, so one of the characters doesn't die. He gives immunity to all your allies, and he just puts a recovery buff on the lowest HP character every time he attacks. He's really, really, really good. And he boosts AP and attack, more damage, so you can charge that bar faster. Although the boss is immune to debuffs and also cannot have his AP drained, you can boost your AP, which is what I've noticed after using Clara's ultimate last fight. So you can actually go with AP boosters and have your team do more turns, more damage, etc. Under that circumstance, I would probably go with AP boosters. There's her.
This is not the time nor place.
She's a good
for
AP
childish-
booster. We go her.
Don't you think Miramon are so cute?
Can speed up to all allies. She's a pretty good buffer as well.
I'll just adjust
However,
my formula next time.
the Pandora box will not work. Another AP booster. I think she boosts AP.
When I was young, my mom used to play me a song on her banjo.
Then speed up if the allies are above 80% or something. AP booster Clara, boost AP. Unas, he should be very, very good for these fights. Like really, really good. Because the bosses don't CC you, so his passive is always active, unless he gets CC'd, which he doesn't. And he just boosts everything up. He's really, really good. I guess that's pretty much it. There's also Tia, but Tia, she needs to drain AP to boost AP, so she's not gonna boost AP. She's not gonna work. But does this guy boost AP? I forgot.
It's my job to heal and entertain.
Disease, dispel, supporting stacks. Oh, so he stacks attack and heals. He should be good for this as well as a second support, because he boosts both attack and grants heals. Like if you have him, Clara, and a tank or buffer and the rest attackers, you should be fine. Gabrielle is pretty good here as well, because she can buff your defense, attack, and lower the opponent. I mean, actually, he's immune to debuffs. I just said that. She's just here for the defense boost. And if I were to pick between her and if I were to pick between Gabby and Yeshua, I would go with Yeshua, because
If
her
you really want help,
ult
up
gives
your
us both
sleeves.
attack and defense. It's like having two supports in one. She also grants invincibility and recovery. Pretty good, pretty good. That's just about it, I guess.
got so many bounty tasks waiting. We'll handle them first and we can see
What else is new? Nothing, I guess. The events are the same. There's this, where you hit the refresh once a day for free, and you get random free opponents to beat. Once you defeat them, they give you some rewards. I just do the diamonds, I don't care about the rest. Yep, screw that. I'm just going here. Reset, and yeah, we got 100 diamonds now. I'll look into that later. And there's this thing that charges everything you do every day, and pretty much once you get everything here, you will have the chance to get these two. That is, of course, if the event is still ongoing.
Dislyte excerpts radio.
And the M pass, which I do not have. And this is pretty much everything that's new with the game. I don't see anything else different. It's just these trials. And that's pretty much it. Now, in terms of heroes, new heroes, well, we did get some new legendaries, 5 stars, whatever you want to call them. That's this guy.
My job to heal and entertain.
He's a decent support for healing, and every time he heals you, he increases your attack by a slightly small percentage, 2% per stack, and he can give you up to 25 stacks. That's 2 times 25.
What's on the schedule tomorrow?
That's a lot of damage.
Oh, hi.
20, 40, like 50% base attack per stack, which is pretty cool. But it is base attack, so do take that into consideration. His percentage does not apply to the full attack you have. Like, to be more specific, for example,
There's a mission?
let's go to my character here. These are base stats on here in gray, and these are boosted stats, the equipment bonus. When they say that they give you a boost on base stat or base stats, base attack, for example, as you can see, my attack on this character is over 3000, but the boost that Ahmed gives will only apply to this 1204. That's it. It does not include the 2000 here in purple. That's how boost with base attack or base stats works.
There's a mission?
So even if you have the strongest gear, if your character is not maxed out entirely, you will not get the boost. Now, to get the max boost that he can give you, you will need to have your character at full resonance and full attack, which not everybody does. Well, he is still a decent character. Like, he grants you healing.
It's my
He gives.
job to
He's
heal
got a
and
passive
entertain.
heal. Yeah. Heals the ally with the lowest HP every time. Dispels disease from the target if they suffer from a max HP penalty. Restores their max HP threshold by 5%. So his passive is like a counter to that nasty max HP reduction. But it doesn't just remove it, he gradually reduces it by 5%. Now, assuming most of those attacks do 20 to 30%, you will need 4 of those procs to reduce it to 0, by which time the character that cost that ult, they're gonna have it back and they're just gonna reapply it. So it's kind of like, it helps, but it doesn't do that much.
I found you.
Zora.
So stop struggling.
Zora is actually a pretty good character. I played with her during the event and I kind of like her. She's got a buff blocker AoE, so if you are faster than your opponent and your opponent relies on buffs, because I've seen some people actually rely on buffs to do damage with Chloe and they do a lot of damage, she can counter them. Although, what's her speed at max? 103. So she's not the fastest apparently. Her second skill attacks an enemy 3 times, deals damage, increases crit damage, chance to dispel buffs, so she's genuinely going to dispel a buff because she attacks 3 times. I mean, she's going to debuff at least, dispel at least 1 buff. Gains speed up if own HP is above 50, costs keen edge, otherwise chance 50%. Keen edge is her first attack, which this is incredible, but it's like the first character that actually has an AoE for his first skill and applies disease on everyone. And you can imagine having a counter set on this character just makes her do AoEs constantly, and she heals with them. It's like she was built to use the counter set. I really like this character and I would very much like to get her, but chances of that happening aren't very high considering that her banner is going away. So I guess
Don't bother me if you don't have information about my target.
that's pretty much everything that we can do. She's good. I really like her. No, for 4 stars. The new 4 stars. Well, new 4 stars. Brightest, the one I don't have is this guy.
Snowfields are blooming.
This guy is like a
Man, I would've
nuker.
loved to see this.
He deals crazy percentages, 120 on his first attack. When every other character has 40, 50, 60, he has 120. That's crazy.
If there were no fighting, things could have been different.
His second skill attacks twice, dealing 100% attack, again, pretty high percentages. If the enemy is frozen, second hit dispels frozen and deals bonus damage.
Things could have been different.
Bonus damage equals 30% attack and ignores defense. So this is why I said he's a nuker. But in order for him to nuke, you need to have the opponent frozen. I'll get to that
If there were no
immediately.
fighting,
And then we
things
have
could have been
this.
different.
Yeah,
I might as well go
if the enemy is frozen, and this one has a chance to apply freeze 2 of them. So you use your ult, then you use this
Things could have been
to
different.
dispel the freeze and do some crazy damage, and then you do this. The issue with this is that unless you are certain that the opponent will die from this attack, you don't really want to use it, because it dispels freeze. And I'm sure everyone is aware that if an opponent is frozen and you normally attack them, they don't get dispelled. So what I would suggest, because the freeze
I might as well go hunting.
takes 1 turn, you need to have another character that can freeze your opponent so you can spam your skill.
If there
This
were no
means that
fighting,
your first
things could
turn,
have been different.
you're going to use this and freeze them.
I might as well go
Your
hunting.
second turn, you're going to use this. After you
There were
use
no
this,
fighting,
on your
things could have been
second turn,
different.
to dispel the freeze and do the
I might as
damage,
well go hunting.
you will have another character that freeze them back. That way, you can
If there were no fighting, things could have been different.
keep them from doing damage to you by being
I might as well
frozen
go hunting.
constantly. Crit rate in Hollow Battle, not that great. I mean, for a 4-star, he's pretty decent, but you need to have the opponent frozen for him to do his max damage, which means most of the bosses are a no-go for him, because they're immune to debuffs. Specifically frozen, you can't freeze bosses. You can apply red debuffs, regular debuffs, but you can't petrify them, you can't freeze them, you can't put them to sleep. It's just not going to work that way. Another new character is this guy.
Want to hear a story?
I've
Pretty
heard
good.
people compare this guy with Lin Zhao in terms of damage. I'm not really sure if he is that
If you need
powerful,
my help, just say
but
the word.
again, he's got 130 on his first skill, which deals like a lot of damage, because most characters don't have that much. Let's say, for example, this guy,
I can't wait.
60% attack. No,
Fashion is not just about
70%
aesthetics,
attack.
but attitude.
Sander. Everybody knows Sander deals good damage. 70% attack. And yet, Ivan Li Zhao has 80%. Okay, so this guy has 130.
Want to hear a story?
It's like his first
It's
skill
pretty good.
is an ultimate, because that's how much damage it does. Then his second skill has 170%,
If you need my help, just say the word.
and he can put the opponents to sleep. What does sleep do? Well, it applies a debuff on the opponent, where he just sits there and wastes his turn,
If you need
unless
my help,
you attack
just
him.
say the word.
Which is a good thing. This guy has full single targets. You can sleep 2 characters, for example, and nuke the third. because the ultimate deals
If you need my help, just say the word.
350% attack, and upon a crit deals true damage. This means that on this particular character, you want as much
you need my
crit
help,
chance
just say
as
the word.
possible. Crit damage is also very important, but I would most likely go with attack instead to boost his overall damage. But yeah,
If
that
you
is
need
a
my
lot of
help,
damage.
just say the word.
True damage equals 10%. Target max HP up to 200 of own attack, which is why I said I would go with attack so I can do more true damage.
If you need my
Loses
help,
25%
just say the
of
word.
current HP. Inflicts sleep on the enemy and himself for 1 turn. When own sleep status is interrupted, casts Soundly Dreams to counterattack. And
If you need my
Soundly
help,
Dreams
just
is
say
this
the
one
word.
here. Oh, so he puts himself to sleep. Okay. Didn't know that. He's a good damage unit. I think he's very good. I think he will do very well in these new boss fights that we have because of the high numbers that he can output. Now, the fact that he takes his own HP with his ultimate means that you might not want to use it as frequently, but yeah, it's a good thing.
There are
And then
two
we have
things
this
in
guy.
life I enjoy. One is swordsmanship. The other is traveling the world.
Attacks one enemy, deals 120, again high percentage. Upon a crit, deals extra 20% attack. Okay. Attacks one enemy 3 times, each hit deals 70%. Gains stealth
Enemies
for
need to
1
be
turn
defeated
after
quickly,
attacking. When
so
a
I can enjoy
Dragon
the
is in
rest of my
stealth,
day.
increases damage by 30. When stealth ends, gains AP. Gains stealth for 1 turn at start of battle. Can't be selected, takes AoE.
Enemies need to be defeated quickly, so I can enjoy the rest of my day.
Interesting. So they can't target him. He just takes damage from AoEs. Okay, that's pretty good. Attacks one enemy 4 times. Each hit deals 60% attack. Each
Enemies
debuff
need to be
on the
defeated
enemy
quickly,
grants
so I can enjoy the rest of my
25%
day.
bonus damage. Upon killing enemy, gains stealth. So, according to what it's given here, this particular character needs crit chance. Upon a crit deal something.
Enemies need to be defeated
And
quickly, so I
he
can enjoy
needs
the
to be
rest of my
paired
day.
with someone that can apply a lot of debuffs. Because every debuff gives him 25, and he can have up to 150, which means that you need the opponent to have 6 debuffs on them. That's a lot of debuffs, man. But yeah, if you can stack 6
Enemies need to
debuffs,
be
this
defeated
ult is
quickly,
going to nuke
so I
like
can enjoy
crazy.
the rest of my day.
And it hits 4 times. Oh my god, it's a guaranteed kill if you can stack enough debuffs on them. So I'm thinking this guy would work really, really well with a poison team. Like a Medusa
Enemies need to be
and
defeated quickly, so I can enjoy the rest of my day.
what was that girl's name? So I'm thinking, so for this guy, I would use her, Kaylee, or him, Longmian, to freeze opponents. For this guy, for Xiao Yin,
There are two things in life.
I would use crit chance her for crit chance buffing, so he crits more often and triggers the full damage on his first skill, Calypso.
This is
And maybe this guy, Petrify,
Sleep. Gotta
Poison,
try a
etc.
hypnotic lullaby.
And her.
Distraction.
Yeah, you can poison, you can speed them down, you can debuff them like crazy. So that would be, in my eyes, at least for now, a good combination for this particular hero. You need to apply as many debuffs as possible, you need as high crit chance as possible. Overall, I think the new characters are decent. You could build either one and they would turn to be pretty strong. So it's a good upgrade, a good update. Now this page also changed. You've got story review, and guess what? It now works. Yeah, so you can review the stories of every character. At least the ones that you've already seen, because for example I've had Yeshua for a very long time, but her story never popped, so I don't have it here. Therefore you can only watch the ones that you have watched. And we got Bond Tales. This is probably a future feature that they haven't added yet. Guessing by the name, Bond means connection between characters, so I'm guessing that in the future characters that have some core kind of connections will have bonds, like in 7 Deadly Sins. Some characters give you attack via bond or defense via bond or something like that. Then we got the Esper Gallery where we just were, and the third one, the new one, is Esper Community. What is Esper Community? Well, as you get characters, you will see that they are part of a small group, and you get rewards for completing the said groups. There's also a small story that you can read for that particular group. For example, one of my most prized characters, and the one I genuinely like the most, is where are you? Her, Tia. Since I don't have her, I can't access her story. Yeah, you need to have all of the characters to get the reward and access that story. An interesting feature, but the rewards aren't that good. Still.
Got so many bounty tasks waiting. Go handle them first.
And I guess that's pretty much for all the changes that I've seen so far. Gacha hasn't changed that much. I mean, you have a way to disassemble 3 stars now, and they give you Starimons and Shimmer record, I think. This here says is obtained for disassembling legendary espers. So, the game has us thinking we're stupid. They are genuinely thinking that people will disassemble legendary espers to get this crap. The same crap that you get from beating the story last boss on all 3 difficulties. The bullshit bad record that gives you a goddamn 3-star shimmer every time. Wow. They must think we are really stupid. Like, who in their right mind would disassemble a legendary character? I mean, with the holo battle, you need to have 2 teams. So, if I were, for example, to pull a Clara,
Anyone in the Union is experiencing
I would have 2 Claras, which means I can build a second Clara and put her on the second team as a support. Same with Sienna. I have a dupe in Sienna. If I had known that they will be adding Holo Battle when I got that dupe, I would not have used it for resonance, because having 2 Siennas, one for each party, is way more valuable than having just one with a dupe. So why would someone in the right mind destroy a legendary character to get a small amount of those weird diamonds to pull a 3-star Shimmerer? Because that's what you get from that banner. I've never pulled anything else, and I have quite a few of them. Like, this is it. You give a legendary and you get one of these. Who in the right mind would do that? Who even thought that's a good idea? Wow. I was wondering what we can purchase from there, but that's just... oh my god. How much do we get for one of these? Oh, so one character gives you 10. What? Unbelievable. Let me look something up.
There's a mission?
Let's unlock a legendary just for the sake of this video and see if we can put him there. See how many diamonds we get for him. Oh, you do not have any excessive Esper with max resonance. I see. So the game only lets you use the legendaries and sacrifice them once you are at full resonance on that particular character. Well, at least they thought that through.
There's a mission? Let's leave at once.
No one messes with my brothers.
Of course. That's pretty dumb. I'm never gonna use that thing. Even the 3 stars are valuable to me because I can upgrade them and use them to upgrade my main characters. And also you want to have some 3 stars that you can sacrifice to get to do the Esper resonance. Esper fusion. My bad. Unbelievable. Well, I guess that's it for this video. Other than the characters who are decent and the new boss fights who are terribly hard unless you have standoff, that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching and have a great day. Enjoy your weekend.